board. It is what I call a 2 by 2 array. I call it that because I have 2 rows by 2 columns. Go ahead and make that array in yellow on your desk. Make a 2 by 2 array in yellow on your desk. Yes, ma'am.
Do we do the red and yellow ones at the top?
No, those are for me, so I can drag them and add to mine. Does that make sense? That's my blog. What math equation matches the array you just made? Sean? Keep going. 2 times 2 equals 2 times 2 equals 4. 2 groups of 2 equals 4. Go ahead and write that on your desk. Don't write it gigantic because we're going to be adding to it. Alright, what's going to happen to my equation though? Please do not do that. If I add 2 more. What do I have now? I had 2 groups of 2, but what's now going on? Bella? I have how many? I have 3 groups. I see my 3 groups, Bella, but how many is in each group? 3 groups of 2. Let's write that equation. 3 groups of 2 equals, how many was in there? How many total? 6. 3 groups of 2 gives me 6. What if I add another group of 2? Add on to your array. So your array looks like my array, but what if I add another group of 2? What equation does that now match? Tell me. 4 groups of 2 is equal to 8. What if I add 2 more groups? Watch, I'm adding 1 group of 2, and then I'm adding another group of 2. That's a lot of 2's. Make sure you add them to your array.
With 2 groups, you add 2.
We're adding 2 more groups, yep. How many groups of 2 do I have now? Victor, make your array look like mine. How many groups of 2 do I have now? Lincoln? 6. 6 groups of 2. What is that equal to, Lincoln? What's my total amount of counters now? 12. What if I add 2 more groups to that? Notice I'm saying 2 more groups. So there's 1 group of 2, and then another group of 2. There's a lot happening in our array. What equation matches that now? A really giant array. Michael? 8 times 2.
times 2.
Oops, I wrote 9. 8 times 2, yep. What does that equal? 60. I see a lot of you counting by ones. And counting by ones is a good strategy. That will work. These are not big arrays. But could you count by twos? Yeah. They're already in groups of 2. 2, 4, 6. I want you to add one more group of 2. I want you to add one more group of 2. I'm just going to add mine to the top.
Equals 0.
One more group of 2. What equation matches that? Put that in your book back if I ask you again. It goes to the trash. What equation matches mine right now? Ashley? 9. 9 times 2 equals 18. Very good. Very good. Are you noticing anything? Are you noticing anything?
No.
Do you see any patterns? Maybe you look at your equations. Yes, they all are multiplied by 2. But are you noticing any patterns? Gwen, what pattern are you noticing?
For the answer, most of them are 9 by 2 except the 12 and 16. Or 16.
Wait, can you say that one more time, please?
Most of the answers are 9 by 2s, except 12 and 16 are
Yeah, so all of my answers are skip counts of 2. If I were to start skip counting by 2s, I would get to every single one of those answers. Does anyone else notice anything about those products? That's what an answer to a multiplication equation is called. It's called a product. Sean, what else do you notice? You know something about the what?
I know something about the fact.
Okay, go for it. Sure. Well, we also have a 3 in there. Are there any odd numbers in my product? In my products, Will?
Yeah.
In which one of those is an odd number?
Never mind. I thought you meant like, they're odd number, like,
Pick your stuff.
odd number. Like the one.
So are there any odd numbers in my product?
Yeah.
Which one of those is an odd number?
9.
9 is not a product, that's a factor. Product, remember, is an answer to a multiplication equation. They're all even. Look at your array. Does every group have a buddy?
Yeah.
Do you remember when we talked about even and odd having buddies? So if I'm multiplying Will by 2s, it's always going to be even because they're always going to have a buddy. All of my answers are even. I want you to move your counters to a block.
Oh,
Somewhere at the top of your desk. Pull your math notebook back up. And you're going to finish the sentence. It says, what, or the question asks, what do you notice about the relationship of numbers in the equations like 2 times 4 or 2 times 6? So your answer is going to say, I noticed then you finish. What was happening? What was the pattern we were seeing? When I multiply by 2s, what's something that you notice? You can put that right down on the page of discovering 2s. Lincoln, do you have a question? Oh, so your answer is going down in writing this time. Well, we're writing, love. Yeah. So some things that we might have noticed is that every product is even because they all have a buddy. That's what we talked about when we talked about even numbers. Shelby, what did you notice? Yeah, we were counting by 2s. You can use skip count to help you when you're multiplying by 2s. Yep, that'll totally work. All right, I want you to move your notebook back down to the parchment piece. And with your red counter, I want you to make a 1 by 6 array. 1 by 6. Think about what that might look like. A 1 by 6 array. One group of 6. I'm going to put it in parentheses. That's what those markers are. If you want to write that on your desk, you can. I've written one group of 6, and I put these things called parentheses. A parenthesis is just kind of like a little hug for an equation. Usually if I'm going to make a long equation, I put different parts in there, so that makes it a little easier to read. Because I'm going to add to this array. I have one group of 6, but now I want 2 groups of 6. Go ahead and add one more group of 6 to your array. I'm just going to put mine in yellow just so you can see it. I'm adding one more group of 6.
I have to use a yellow and red block. That's okay.
The math that's going to match what I just did is I added something else. So I'm going to put a little plus sign. What did I add? What did I add? Ashley? I added one group of 6. So plus one group of 6. One group of 6 plus another group of 6. I ran out of room on mine, but we are not stacking. But go ahead and put an equal sign on the end of your equation. I ran out of room, so mine had to go underneath. Now, you could put a total. Or we could put that just equals 2 groups of 6. 1 group of 6 plus another group of 6 gives me 2 groups of 6. What is 2 groups of 6 equal to? What is 2 groups of 6 equal to? Count it. It's on your desk. Let it make your array look like mine, please. Michael? It equals 12. AKA 12. All I'm doing is doubling my one group. So if I have one group of 4 and I double it, that's just going to make 2 groups of 4. If I have 7, one group of 7, and I double it, I'm going to have, I can't make 2 groups of 7 fingers, but I would have 2 groups of 7 pushed together, Shelby.
Right there.
No. No. of you are pretty good at skip counting. This shouldn't be too difficult. 2 times 0. What is the product of 2 times 0? Raise your hand and tell me. 2 times 0. 2 times 0. 2 times 0. Jackson? 0. Do I have a 0 on my 100 chart?
Yes.
No, no 100 or no 0 on my 100 chart. What about 2 times 1? What's the product of 2 times 1? Victor? No. 2 times 1. 2 groups of 1. Lincoln? No. 2 groups of 1. Shelby?
I got it.
2. Go ahead and color in 2 on your 100 chart. What's going to come next? 2 groups of 2. What is that word? Devin?
4.
4. Go ahead and color that in. What comes next? 2 groups of 3.
6.
Bella? 6. Go ahead and color that in. 2 groups of 4. Will?
8.
8.
First count.
2 groups of 5. 2 groups of 5. Michael? 2 groups of 5. 10. Good. Color in 10. I'm going to pause just a second. Make sure you've got the right ones colored in. Alright, what about 2 groups of 6? 2 groups of 6. When? 12. Color in 12. 2 groups of 7. Sean, 2 groups of 7. Is how much? 14. Very good. 2 groups of 8. Shelby? 16. Very good. 2 groups of 9. Lincoln? 18. Very good. 2 groups of 10. Victor? 20. Good. Are you noticing a pattern?
Yeah.
What pattern are we seeing in the hundreds chart? Ashley? Yeah, they're going every other one and they're making these really tall yellow columns.
Where's skip counting?
Go ahead and color the rest all the way down to 100. Because I know it's going to follow that same pattern all the way down the entire column. It's going to skip every other one. Sean mentioned that every product of 2 is going to be even. Did you color in any odd numbers? No, they are all even numbers. Because they're always going to have a buddy. They're always going to have a pair. Will, what's up, love?
It keeps going down. So every time it goes down, you add 10.
Yep. Yep. 90. So 90 can be split into 2 equal groups and all the friends will have a partner. 45 and 45. They will all have a partner. Ashley? Yep. Will notice that same thing. He said, hey, as I'm coloring down my hundreds chart, I know that it's counting by 10. 10 more each time.
And I also
What'd you notice?
that if you look at one of the charts, it goes by 2. And then you go to the next one, it goes by 4. And it still goes by 2 like this.
Yep. Yep. Very nice. Very nice. Either at the top or the bottom, wherever you have space where you glue this in, I want you to write it in pencil. We're just going to write that 2's equal our doubles. Most of you are really good at your doubles. And we can see that it's doubles because it's every other one that we're coloring. Layden, what's up? Yep. Yep. Yep, you could do it that way, for sure. For sure. Victor, get this glued into your math notebook, please.
And it would also be easier to find a 1 number because you know the
I've got my mini multiplication chart in. We just did our 2's. Put one finger on that top 2. And we're going to go down our column. We've already filled out 2 times 0. We've already filled out 2 times 1. The next one is 2 times 2. Ooh. 2 groups of 2. How much is that going to be worth? 2 groups of 2. 2 times 2. What is that worth? Joby? 4. Very good. Go ahead and fill it in. What about 2 times 3? 2 groups of 3. Will? 6. Very good. What about 2 groups of 4? Shelby? 8. Very good. 2 groups of 5. Layden?
10.
10.
But also, you can, like, you see the numbers on the side that we did already?
Uh-huh.
All you're doing is multiplying them by 2.
I'm doubling them. Yeah. Very good. Awesome. 6 times 2, or 2 groups of 6. Lincoln? 12. Very good. Jackson, you can do 2 groups of 7. 14. Awesome. Michael, what about 2 groups of 8? 16. Very good. Ashlyn, can you handle 2 groups of 9? Look at our pattern. That might help you. Was it? I can't hear you. I'm sorry. 18? Sorry, you were probably telling me things and I can't even hear you. 2 groups of 10. Sean, what's 2 groups of 10? 20. Very good. Can I fill anything else out on my multiplication chart?
No, you can't.
I can't fill anything else out on my multiplication chart. Yeah. What else can I fill out? Yes. Michael said, well, I can rearrange. I can switch those factors and fill it out going across. Do you remember what that's called, Michael? It's a very fancy rule. Oh my gosh, you guys, he's looking at his notebook. You know why? Because that's where the answer is. If you have no idea what the answer is, you should be looking back in your notebook. You already wrote it down once. Yep. Commutative property. Awesome job. Yes, my commutative property, I can rearrange and still get the same answer. It's going to look different. 2 groups of 6 is a lot different than 6 groups of 2. But in the end, it's the same amount. All right, so let's go the other way. What about 3 groups of 2? What is that going to be worth? 3 groups of 2. Jackson? It's 6. Very good. 4 groups of 2. Bella? 8. Very good. What about 5 groups of 2? Jacob, what about 5 groups of 2? 10. Awesome. Will, 6 groups of 2. 12. Gwen, 7 groups of 2. I can't hear you. 14. Wait, it's 8 groups of 2. What? 16. Sean, 9 groups of 2. 18. Jackson, 10 groups of 2. 20. Nicely done, guys. Nicely done, guys. Michael?
The cross and this one is the same counting by two.
It's the same pattern. We're still counting by twos, even though we went in a slightly different order. Sean?
I know.
What'd you notice? Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, depending on what row or column we're in, that's what number we're going to skip count by. So in our ones, we just skip counted by ones, which is just regular counting. But now that we're in the twos, we're skip counting by twos. Layden?
I just had to see that, like, 1 to 5, you could